Hello, rising fourth grade students. In this mini lesson, we are going to be reviewing comparing and ordering whole numbers. Now, in third grade, you did this with numbers 9,999 or less. All right, let's look at the symbols that you have used so far. You have used the less than symbol, the greater than symbol, the equal to symbol, and the not equal to symbol. So here we have two 4-digit numbers that we are going to compare today. So one strategy that you can use to compare numbers is to set up in your notebook paper a place value chart. Now you see I have written out thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones with some place value blocks to refresh your memory about which one has the greatest value. Now it's not necessary for you to do that. If you are going to write a place value chart, you could simply put TH for thousands, H for hundreds, T for tens, and O for ones. And then write the number under each place. Okay, so I have the first number written first, and I have the second number written second. So I can go place by place. So looking at those place value blocks, and knowing what we know about the value of the digits depending on their place, where should I start? That's right, I should start in the thousands place because the thousands place has the greatest value. So one of these is made up of 1,000 of these ones units, okay? It's made up of 100 of these tens units, and it's made up of 10 of these hundreds flats. All right, so when I begin, I'm going to look at my thousands place. So I have got 3,000 in my first number and 3,000 in my second number. So based on that, I cannot decide which one is greater. So where will I go now? That's right, I will need to go to the place with the next highest value, which is my hundreds place. So in my hundreds place, I have a 4 and I have a 7. So which one has a greater value? That's right, the 7. I have 700 in my second number. That's 300 more than I have in my first number. So based on that, I can stop. I know that my second number is actually going to be greater than my first number. So I need to make sure that the greater symbol is facing the second number and that the less than symbol is facing my first number. So I read it from left to right. 3,475 is less than 3,745. Okay. Let's look at another one. Again, using that place value table is very helpful to remind me of where to start. All right, so I have got my numbers already set up in my table. So I see that they both have a 7 in the thousands place. So I go to my hundreds place. They both have a 6 in the hundreds place. So where do I need to go now since they both have the same amount? I go to my tens place. They both have an 8 in the tens place. Where do I go now? So then I go to my ones place. They both have a 1 there. So that is actually equal. They both are the same number, so they are equal or equivalent. All right, so there are times that you're going to have the equal to, greater than, not equal to, and less than symbol, but there's also some times that they're going to be using the words or the phrases, okay? So we have the is less than, is greater than, is equal to. So the same way you read it, you might have it in words as well. All right, so here we have two 4-digit numbers again to compare. So my first number, and I'm still using that place value chart. So my first number has an 8 in the thousands place, and it has a 6, and my second number has a 6 in the thousands place. So which number is greater? That's right, the first number is greater. It has 2,000 more than the second number, so I don't need to go on. All right, because I will never have more than a 1-digit number in any of those other places. So they can't, it wouldn't have any point in going to the hundreds or the tens or the ones to look there. All right, so my first number is greater. So I simply put this phrase here. 8,602 is greater than 6,802. All right, let's try another one. Okay, you can actually do this one by yourself. Setting up your place value chart, writing your numbers underneath each one. Now you see that I have written in shorthand TH for thousands, H for hundreds, T for tens, and O for ones, O for ones. All right, so what have you noticed? You've probably noticed they both have a 4 in the thousands place. And you've probably noticed that you now have to go to the hundreds place because it's the place with the next highest value. So which number is greater? That's right. The second number is actually greater than the first number. So which phrase will we need to use? That's right. In order to make this statement true, I will need to use the phrase is less than. So I read from left to right, just like I would do with symbols. 4,189 is less than 4,819. All right, so in addition to comparing two 4-digit numbers with the greater than, less than, equal to, and not equal to symbols, you also, in 3rd grade, had to be able to order 3 4-digit numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least. So we have to be very careful about what they're asking us to do, because it's very easy to order your numbers from least to greatest and then forget that they've actually asked you at times to order them from greatest to least. So again, I'm still using my handy dandy place value chart with the shorthand abbreviations for thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. And I have placed each digit under the corresponding values. All right. So here you see I'm ordering from least to greatest. So if you need to pause this video to set this up on your paper, please do. And you will see when you look at the thousands place, which number has the greatest value. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, so the number with the greatest value is this second number because it has an 8. It has 8,000, where the first and the third number, they have only 5,000. So I'm going to write this number. I know this number is going to be the greatest, but I still need to determine which of those two numbers should come first and second. My first number should be the smallest value. So I can just not really worry about that second number anymore. I can cross that out. All right, so now I'm looking. They both have a 5 in the thousands place, so now I'm going to look in my hundreds place. So they both have a 2 in the hundreds place. So what must I do? That's right, I need to go to my tens place. So I go to my tens place and I have a 1 in my tens place in my first number and an 8 in the tens place in my second number. So looking at those two numbers, which number is greater? That's right. This number right here that has an 8 in the tens place is going to be greater than the number that has a 1 in the tens place. So my smallest number, or my least number, is going to be 5,218, followed by 5,281, followed by 8,125, because that is the number that is greatest of those three. Okay? Let's try one more. This time, notice it says from greatest to least. So don't get tricked. Again, give yourself, if you want to, go ahead and pause this video so you can write down these three numbers and set up a table such as this with the abbreviations of TH, H, T, and O for ones. Go ahead and then replay it when you're ready to check your work. All right, so I can see that all three of these numbers have a 2 in the thousands place. That is the place with the highest value. So if they all have a 2, then I need to go where? That's right, I need to go to the place with the next highest value, which is the hundreds place. And I can see, whoa, they all have a 7 in the hundreds place. So where do I need to go now? That's right, I need to go to the place with the next highest value, which would be my tens place. And I can see 2 of these numbers, the first 2, have a 4 in the tens place, which is greater than the 1 in that last number. So that last number is the smallest or the least of these. And so since it's asking for greatest to least, I do know now that this number is going to be the smallest or the least. So I'm going to put that last because now I'm going from greatest or the biggest to the smallest. All right, so I can X that number out so that I'm not accidentally focusing on that. And that is this last number right here. So let me just cross that out so I can focus my attention on those first 2 numbers. So again, we got up to the tens place, and so far the thousands, hundreds, and tens were the same. So I have to go to the last place, which is the ones place. And which number is greater, the one with the 1 in the ones place or the one with the 4 in the ones place? That's right, that second number is going to be greater. So since that second number is greater, it's going to come first. And my first number is actually a little bit smaller, just 3 smaller, but it's smaller, and so it's going to come second. Okay, so I would probably put some commas to separate these numbers, okay, on your paper. All right, so you should have 2,744 followed by 2,741 followed by 2,714. All right, so let's summarize. We use strategies. You can use place value blocks for building smaller numbers. You probably wouldn't want to use them for very large numbers, but you could draw a picture to remind yourself of the value of 1,000, of a value of 100, a 10, and a 1 for comparing 4-digit numbers. We also use that same place value chart strategy for ordering 4-digit numbers, for 3 4-digit numbers as well. So boys and girls, in the practice that follows, you are going to actually be doing a sort. You are going to be sorting statements that are true and not true. Okay? So after you've done that practice, if you find that you still need another challenge, then please do the level up challenge. That will just take it to the next level. Have a great day.